All right, hi, this is Chef Paul. We're gonna be making pizza dough. We're gonna do a basic, what we call a pan pizza. It's your easiest pizza you can make, and we're gonna get into the dough here. Now this dough is similar to the dough that we just made. We did a pull apart bread, and we did cinnamon rolls, and they were what we call fortified doughs. We added egg to it. But we use the same method. This is called the straight dough mixing method. So we're gonna use the same method as we just did, except for instead of milk, we're using water. So I have warm water that I already put in here, 2 cups. And now we're gonna put our yeast inside, right? We're gonna add our yeast to it. All right, so we're gonna put our yeast. And then we're gonna go ahead and we gotta feed the yeast. Remember, we gotta feed the yeast, so we're gonna add sugar to it. Go ahead and add the sugar. Add that sugar. All right, now I'm gonna mix it, just like we did the other ones. And we're gonna let it stand. Get it, all you got to do is just kind of mix it all together. Get the yeast and the water. The yeast feeds on the sugar. There we go. And we're going to come back in a minute and see how it looks. Okay, we're going to start with making our pizza sauce. So we're making a basic pizza sauce. It's very similar to a marinara sauce. The difference is you don't add liquid to it and cook it for 2 hours, all right? I'm not going to add any stock or water or anything. I'm just going to use the juice from the tomatoes and we're going to season it up. But the same process, okay? So we're going to use we have garlic, we have onions, we have tomato paste, we have ground tomatoes, and I have basil and oregano here. And you can add all kinds of different things, whatever you like, but basically oregano and basil are your standards. All right, to start with, we got olive oil. So our olive oil is hot. You got to get it hot. I got roughly about 2 tablespoons of olive oil in here. It looks like it's nice and hot. We're going to add some onions, okay? Get our onions to it, get it going. Add some garlic, gotta add garlic. And add some garlic in here, and we're gonna brown it a little bit. So, get all that garlic and onion, and we're gonna move it around until it starts to brown, right? I'm gonna add a little bit of salt. I'm gonna season it up a little bit. I'm gonna add a pinch of salt to this. Here we go. And what I'm doing is you just wanna get it so it starts to brown. You start to get that olive oil in there. And it smells good. You can smell the garlic, you smell the onion. Once it gets browned, I'm going to add the rest of the ingredients in here. Just about there. You got to keep it on high. All right, you got to keep this on high so you get that color going. Once we start to see light browning, I'm going to add the rest of the ingredients. Almost there. So we'll come back in a minute and we'll check on it. All right, so we're back, and now if you look at it, you can see you're starting to get browning. It's about a couple minutes, maybe 2 or 3 minutes. I left it on high. You want to get that nice browning. You can start to see the browning on the garlic and the onions. At this point, we're going to go ahead and add our tomato products. Get that all in there. At this point, I'll turn it down a little bit, and then I'll turn it back up. We're going to put our paste in here, right? We're going to mix it. Mix this up. Get that all mixed like that, all right? Now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna add our flavorings. I'm gonna add here, just gonna get some, this is basil. We're gonna add some oregano. All right, oregano. We're gonna add a pinch of, just a pinch. There's a pinch of sugar. All right, let that go in. We're gonna mix this up. I'm going to add a little more garlic salt. All right. Now what you're going to do is you're just going to let this cook for about 15 minutes, and then it'll be ready for our pizza, and we'll check it then. Okay, so you can see we've cooked the tomato sauce or the pizza sauce, and it's cooked 15 to 20 minutes. You need to make sure you keep it on really low, otherwise it'll pop because it's a really thick sauce. So keep it on as low as you can, just kind of simmer it for about 15 minutes is good enough, until it gets thick like this, and we're gonna put it on the pizza in a little bit. Okay, so we're back. Our yeast, if you can see, is completely foamed now. It's ready to go, it's activated. Right now we have the warm water in there. You have sugar to feed it, and yeast, that's it. So now what we do is just like we did the other one on a straight dough method, we add our fat. And the other doughs we made, it's been buttered, but for this we're going to use olive oil. I got virgin olive oil is best, so I'm going to add the olive oil to it. Okay, we're going to add a bunch of oil. All right, the olive oil, there we go. Get that nice olive oil inside. Okay. Next you add the flour, just like the other one, and always salt last. Remember, salt will, you don't want to put salt directly on yeast, because salt kills the yeast. Just think of salt killing the yeast, and you don't want that. All right, so the killer goes in last. So we go. There's 2. There's 3. There's 4. And here's 5. So there's our 5 cups. Now we're going to add our salt. Remember, that's the last thing you add is your salt. Go ahead and add it. Okay. 1. Right on top of the flour here. 2. And I'm going to add some garlic salt. If you have garlic salt, I like to add a little extra, so add a little garlic flavor to it. Why not? Add a little bit of that. All right, I'm going to come back and I'm going to mix this. Got everything in there. I'm going to use a wooden spoon. We're going to make this pizza by hand. If you have a machine, you can use a dough hook, but if you don't, you're just going to start again with the wooden spoon. We're going to get it till it comes together, and then we're going to see whether we need to add water or flour. We'll see. You may have to adjust. That's a common thing that happens. You know, you start with this, and then we're going to knead it. All right, once it gets like this, the most you can, then we're going to go ahead and use our hands. All right, just like that. I'm going to get my hands in here, and I'm going to start kneading it, and I'll make a decision on what I got to do. So you just got to start moving it back and forth in the bowl, and if I got to add more liquid to it, I will. Okay, we're going to keep going. Keep going. Keep moving it here. How are we doing here? Looks all right. Oh yeah, looks like we're doing okay. You're gonna get it till it all comes together, and then I'm gonna put it on the board, and I'll knead it some more. But first, start with the bowl. Get it all. I'm trying to do is just get it all to come together. If you had a mixer, you use a dough hook and just let it go with the dough hook. But not everybody has a mixer, and you definitely can do this by hand. This is old school right here. Get it all going right here. All right, looks pretty good. I got most of it off to the side. Looks like I'm not gonna have to add anything. I'm getting it all, I'm trying to get it all to come in there. All right, so I'm gonna put it on the board here. Once you get it on the board, you're just gonna start mixing it. Just start mixing it by hand, going back and forth. So I'm gonna do this for about 3 minutes and we'll come back. All right, so I've been going about, 4 to 5 minutes. You should go about 10 actually, 7 to 10. 10 is best. But if you look at it, you can see that it's starting to get smooth. The more you knead it, the smoother it gets. And the other thing, if you notice, there's no flour on here. I didn't add flour, I didn't need flour. Sometimes you do, but you don't just automatically do it. Again, kneading, using the heel of your hand and going like this, back and forth, back and forth. I'm gonna do this for another 5 minutes and we'll check on it. Okay, so you can see I've done this for about 10 minutes. It looks really good. It's nice and smooth. You want that really smooth dough. So I'm just gonna take this just like we've done before. I'm gonna make that ball. See, you just kind of put it together and you wanna squeeze it. Squeeze that bottom. So you make that nice tight. And that's what you're looking for. Again, you want it sealed, just like that. We're using olive oil this time. We're not using butter. And we're just gonna brush the bowl. But we're gonna use oil. If you don't have olive oil, you can use another type of oil. That's fine. Olive oil is just the best flavor. Get that on there, okay? Put this on here, and again, you oil it because we don't want a skin. You can see very similar to just like how we did the other fortified dough, but we were using butter instead of olive oil. All right, we get this all covered. Same process. I'm gonna put a little plastic wrap, and then we're gonna proof it again, so when it rises again. So put it here, put the plastic wrap on, all right? Turn it like this, put it in a place warm, and then we'll check on it. Okay, so we're gonna make ranch, all right? So we're gonna make ranch from scratch to go with our pizza that we're making. So to make ranch, it's really simple. You're gonna use buttermilk, sour cream. I have mayonnaise in here, so you're gonna start with mayonnaise, and then we're gonna go over the herbs, because what it is, ranch is an herb dressing basically, and the herbs are parsley, dill. These are all dry. You can use fresh, but I got dry. So you got parsley, you have dill, we have chives. And then that flavor that makes it different is tarragon. Tarragon's key in there. It has a little bit of tarragon in it. And then we have garlic powder with a little bit of onion salt. And then we're gonna mix this all together. I have lemon juice and Worcestershire sauce, and we're gonna mix it all, and then buttermilk. So let's put it all in. It's really simple to make. So I already got mayonnaise in the bowl. So what you do is you're gonna take your sour cream. So we're gonna add sour cream in here. So you get all the sour cream. All right. Cream, all right. We're gonna add buttermilk. We're gonna do a buttermilk ranch. You gotta add buttermilk. Oh, that chunky buttermilk. There we go, buttermilk. All right. Now we're gonna add herbs. I already have them all measured out. Get them all in there, all right. Then we have our garlic and our onion. You're gonna put that in there, all that in there. Okay, then we're gonna add our lemon juice. You gotta have lemon juice for a little tang. All right, I'm gonna mix that up. Let's start mixing it. Okay, get that all mixed, you know, got all that fresh. Okay, now we're almost there. Okay, let it set. Now we're gonna add a pinch, a little of the Worcestershire sauce, just a pinch. This gives it a little bit of tang. Now this doesn't have, so I gotta be careful with this. So I'm gonna just put a little bit in the cap. Just gonna put a little bit, there we go. Boom, a little bit inside. And I'm gonna put a pinch of cayenne pepper for heat. Just boom, just a little pinch, and that's it, you mix it. There it is, we got it all in here now. Now the best is you let it set in the refrigerator for an hour and you're good to go. And you'll eat this with your pizza. It's that simple. All right, so you can see that the dough is doubled in size. Now we're just gonna make, let me take the plastic off. It's doubled in size and we're ready to go. We're gonna do it, we're gonna make this on a sheet tray. So it's really easy. I'm gonna use olive oil. I'm gonna use olive oil on the tray. You just put oil down. This has a liner on it. You don't need to have a liner. You can just put anything, just make sure you put the oil down. This is what we call a pan pizza. The simplest pizza you're ever gonna make. You just kind of brush it down here. You see I'm using no flour right now, 0. Just gonna put some of this down. This is gonna be a thick crust pizza. Oh, kind of like a, see, it should slide right out. Okay. Now we're just gonna push it down and just let it do its thing. You wanna let it stretch. So I'm just gonna kind of push it now. Push it, push it. Just kind of push it, keep pushing it. Turn the pan a little bit, and just let it go. And keep pushing the pizza. It should just stretch. Just kind of let it do its thing, using your weight, pushing it. You don't need a rolling pin, you don't need anything. This is the easiest pizza you can make. It's just stretching it, keep stretching it, all right? And just keep going, all the way. Keep stretching your dough. I'm just pushing it and letting it stretch. Let it just go all the way to fill the pan. It'll eventually just fill this whole pan out as it slides with the olive oil. And then we're gonna put our sauce that we made. We're gonna do that. I'll show you that sauce again. I'm gonna make it go here. Just keep stretching it. Keep stretching it. Keep stretching the dough. Look at that. Just keep stretching it. All right. All right. Just let it go. Okay. I'm gonna come back and we're gonna get the sauce. All right. So you can see we stretched out our pizza. No flour. Just used olive oil and stretched it all out really easy. Now we're gonna take the sauce that we made and we're gonna put it down. And we're just gonna kind of spread this out, okay? Just kind of use the bottom here of this ladle here. We're just gonna kind of move it all the way around. And you can put as much or as little as you like. You can see, you're gonna put this sauce down. All right, so we're gonna get this here. They're all kind of covered good. And put some here. All right, that looks pretty good. Get it all on there. All right, so now we're gonna take this and now we're gonna, I'm gonna put the cheese on it. All right, so we got the sauce down, now we're gonna put the cheese on. I got cheddar cheese, I got some mozzarella, I got some quattro formage, which is Parmesan, Asiago, Fontina, and Provolone. You can put anything you want on this, okay? Some people just put mozzarella, it doesn't really matter. So I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna start putting cheese down. You just kind of put it down. And you can put any cheese on this. This is your traditional mozzarella right here. This is what's on, most pizzas. A little mozzarella cheese here. All right, now I'm gonna put a little quattro. This gives it quattro on there. All right, and spread it. Just gonna spread it. Nice, good. More mozz, those mozzarella. All right, I'm gonna take a little of this, a little cheddar. Some of the cheddar on here. You don't have to put cheddar if you don't want to. I'm gonna put a little bit on. Why not? Like I said, you can put anything on this, anything you want. All right, we're gonna get that. Then we're gonna go over the toppings later. All right, I got some toppings we're gonna put on the pizza. I got some mushrooms, I got some onions, I got some spinach, and of course pepperoni. All right, you can put anything you want on a pizza. I'm just gonna go ahead and put some of this on. We're gonna throw a little bit of mushrooms on here. A little bit of mushrooms. I'm gonna do half with mushrooms. All right, we're gonna do half with some of this over here. Bell peppers. I'm gonna throw some onions on here. Throw some green onions on here. And then I'll put the other half and put some pepperoni on this side. I said, you can do anything you want with the pizza. It's up to you. So we're gonna put this on. As you can see, I'm just putting this here. All right. Get it all on there, all the pepperoni on here. All right. All right, I'm gonna finish this and we're gonna get in the oven. All right, so you can see I finished it. We got everything on here. I got spinach on here. I got all kinds of stuff. You can make this any way you want and it's fast. It's easy. So now I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna put it in the oven. I have it set at 350 and we're gonna check it in 20 minutes and see how it looks. All right, so I just took it out of the oven. It slid right off the pan. You can see it's like a deep dish pizza. What you do now is we take a little bit of this nice olive oil and we just kind of brush it around the sides. A little olive oil on the sides. Just a pinch. A little olive oil on the side like that. And then I take a little garlic salt and we just give it a little garlic on the edge there, on the crust. And there we go. Boom, boom. There we go. All right, so now you have the pizza there. You can do whatever you want. We kind of got a vegetarian here and we got a pepperoni on this side. You can see it's nice and thick. It's a thick crust pan pizza. This is the easiest pizza. You can see I used no flour. Just olive oil, pressed it out. Here's our ranch. Our ranch is right here, nice and thick. It's in the refrigerator, so we're ready to go.